Imagine if you could take a precious 300,000-year-old skull that a European guy looted from Africa that now sits in a London museum and return it to its proper home. Well, in the new game Relooted, you can.
Relooted is an African futurist heist game where you take back African artifacts from Western museums.
That's Site Nube, one of the game's producers. I talked to her to learn about why Relooted is being hailed as one of the most anticipated games of 2025.
You have a lot of missions, you collect various artifacts on these missions. You get information about the area and the targets, which are the artifacts that you're getting. And then you go to the location and you scout the area, and you kind of make your plan. You move things around. You have your crew members. You assign them to different locations to kind of help you with your proposed escape. And then once you've put everything into place, you pick up your artifacts and just go. Yeah.
You run out of the museum.
Yeah, you run out of there and try not to get caught.
What inspired this game?
It came about after our creative director, Ben, was at dinner in the UK with his mother, who had just visited a museum and was outraged that there was a whole building front from southern Turkey inside the museum. And so he started thinking about how would you make a game out of getting a building out of a building. But that kind of evolved into the idea of taking African artifacts back to their home countries.
There's 70 objects that you're tasked with relooting in the game, and they're based on real-world artifacts that are currently in the collections of Western museums literally right now. But that 70 is just a small fraction of the tens of thousands of artifacts that Westerners have stolen from across Africa.
For each of the artifacts, if you want to learn more about it, you can actually go into Codex and read up. But even before you go on to missions, you can hear more about why this was important to the people and what it means and other facts about where it was taken.
And do you have a few examples of them?
Yeah, we do have a couple of examples. Broken Hillman, which is a skull from Zambia that was taken by a Swiss miner and is in the National History Museum in the UK. The Benin bronzes, which are also very popular. In fact, I think in terms of restitution of artifacts, African artifacts, like the Benin bronzes are even kind of a symbol of the restitution efforts of this.
Nigeria, where the Benin bronzes were looted from, has been trying to get the artifacts back for decades. The bronzes are scattered across 160 different museums, mainly in Europe and the United States. Progress to repatriate the bronzes has been slow in real life, but in Relooted, players can reclaim them without all the bureaucratic red tape.
We are going to do whatever it takes to take back Africa's belongings.
Site also said she'd always wanted to see games with original African stories created by Africans, and Relooted is just that.
Listen, are you having second thoughts?
Nope. Just hoping you won't get me killed.
No matter who you are, if you play the game, you will get a bit of awareness of the reality of how much colonialism has affected people's history around the world.